everyone. We're going to graph the secant line and find the equation of the secant line. We're also going to graph our f of x. This is the problem we're doing. And we're finding the line from -2 to 1. And we're going to also have to find our y value to find the average rate of change. So basically, the secant line is the average rate of change of this curve right here. So what you do is you just connect the 2 points between these two x's here. Say this is x1 and this is x2. And that is your secant line. And then we're going to do the equation of the secant line so we can we're going to extend it out and get the whole equation. All right. So basically we need to find from our x is -2 and 1. So we're going to have to find our y values here. So let's plug in -2. Get -2 squared minus 2. That's 4 minus 2, which gives me 2. And for f of 1, I'm going to get 1 squared minus 2. That's just 1 minus 2, which is -1. And now, since I have my, let's call this 0.1 and 0.2, I can just use this formula and do -1 minus 2 divided by 1 minus -2. So that's going to be -3 divided by 3, which is -1. So my slope's -1. So we write y equals -1x plus b. Now plug in one of these points. I'll choose that one. And I'll plug in my y, which is -1, equals -1 times 1 is just -1 plus b, so b is 0. So my slope is going to be y equals -x. All right, or that's the equation of your secant line. The slope is -1. So let's try to graph this. This right here, so we had -2 maps to 2, 1 maps to -1. Let's graph that. Let's plot that. -2 maps to 2, and 1 maps to -1. My y-intercept is 2. And 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's something like this. Let's just graph that. Pretty easy. Whoops, let me go on this side. There. So there's your graph of that. We want to find the average rate of change from -2 to 1. So we're trying to find the average rate of change from here to here. And I'm just going to connect that. And if you connect that, it's right like that. That's your secant line, which is average rate of change is -1. Now if we extend this out, we get our equation of our secant line, which is y equals -x. And you notice it does have the y-intercept at 0. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.